Hey y'all, it's your girl itsnayifay and welcome back to my channel where we break down the latest in music and pop culture. Today we're diving into the Nicki Minaj and SZA drama that went down a couple of days ago and figuring out why Nicki has been so vocal online lately, going into her 15-year career, and why some people just don't think she's quite the superstar she once was. Now, I love Nicki Minaj's music and her 2010 through 2020 different eras and all that she's contributed to female rap. However, in this video, I'm keeping things completely unbiased and fair, looking at both sides with receipts so you get the full picture. So stick around, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump in. So let's talk about this Nicki Minaj and SZA beef. It started on July 15th, 2025 when Nicki went on X to call out Terrence Henderson, also known as Punch, who is the head of SZA's label Top Dog Entertainment, or also known as TDE. Nicki Minaj said that Punch had been bullying her for years online, some tweets dating back to 2012. Nicki Minaj then went to go on to call Punch minus 30 million and using the hashtag Justice for Demaray, which seems tied to some bigger drama with Roc Nation's Desiree Perez. Nicki Minaj took to X and posted a series of tweets, which some even thought that Nicki Minaj was taking a shot at Doechii. SZA, who was fresh off of a Paris show on her tour with Kendrick Lamar, tweeted something about Mercury retrograde and not taking the bait. Now, SZA said that this was just her vibe after the show, and the tweet was in no way intended to be about Nicki Minaj. However, Nicki Minaj and her fans, you know, the Barbs, they are crazy, they took this as shade, especially since SZA hasn't posted on X since June. Nicki Minaj hit back hard, taking shots at not only SZA's music, but also her looks. A lot of people were surprised because they didn't expect SZA to actually respond, but SZA did not back down. On July 16th, she shared a series of text messages showing Nicki Minaj's team asking for a feature in 2020 and pointed out that she helped write Feeling Myself for Nicki and Beyonce in 2014. Nicki, of course, kept on going, saying she was supposed to be on Drake's Rich Baby Daddy featuring SZA and Sexy Red instead of SZA, and dissing her songwriting. As you can see, Nicki Minaj wrote an entire novel that I'm not going to read, but you can pause the video and read the tweets for yourself. Things got even messier when a TDE DJ, Mac Wop, said something on a live stream that Nicki Minaj took as a threat.
Yo, what's going on, bruh? Oh my God. Update me. Hey, Nicki, relax. Relax. Or you get put in the blender like your boy did. Uh-oh. She gotta relax. She gotta relax.
She tagged the FBI, the CIA, and even Florida Congressman Anna Paulina Luna, and said that she was looking into it. SZA's fans went on to defend SZA, saying that her tweet was just a vibe, and it was not shade. However, the Barbs went and clocked SZA's tea, and posted screenshots stating that Mercury retrograde didn't even start until July 17th. Now, from my perspective, both sides have a point. SZA's tweet could have just been random, but the timing made it look shady to Nicki's camp. Meanwhile, Nicki's quick escalation turned a small moment into a super big fight, which I feel is very unnecessary. My overall thoughts on the Nicki Minaj and SZA feud are that I believe this argument has very little to do with SZA and everything to do with the larger issue that Nicki Minaj is facing, which involves Roc Nation and Jay-Z. I'm not entirely sure if TDE has any connections to Roc Nation, but this dispute began when Nicki expressed her feelings of being bullied by Punch. I understand that Punch is SZA's manager. I don't think that it was SZA's place to involve herself in this situation, manager or not. Everyone knows that Nicki Minaj is very vocal on social media and is always prepared to call out any perceived slight or shade directed at her. If Nicki Minaj calls someone out, you can be sure her army of Barbs will rally behind her to defend her. Many people have suggested that SZA's tweet was random and simply a reflection of her feelings after her performance, but the timing of the tweet was very crucial. Now, I'll play devil's advocate and say that SZA often tweets about astrology and similar topics, so the tweet itself might not have seemed so far out of character for her. However, the timing raises questions. Nicki Minaj had just criticized her manager, and then you tweet about not taking the bait. It's hard not to connect the dots here. Do I think Nicki Minaj should have confronted SZA the way she did? No, because SZA's tweet did not warrant that level of disrespect. disrespect. In my opinion, the whole argument could have been avoided, but that's just me. Now, a lot of people are wondering, why is Nicki Minaj always speaking out online? Nicki has been in the game for 15 years, dropping Pink Friday in 2010 and changing female rap forever. She was the first female rapper to debut at #1 on Billboard 200 in the 2010s, but she also dealt with a lot of pushback. She got snubbed for a Grammy in 2010 despite Super Bass blowing up, and in 2015 she called out MTV for ignoring Anaconda. Nicki said that she has been blackballed by labels, award shows, and even streaming services. In 2024, she went on Station Head talking about chart manipulation by Atlantic Records. In 2025, she's calling out Punch and others for what she sees as unfair treatment and bullying. Many people overlook the unfair treatment and bullying that Nicki Minaj has faced. For example, in 2017, Remy Ma brought together several female rappers and displayed a picture of Nicki Minaj's face on an obituary, claiming it was Nicki Minaj's funeral. At that time, nobody defended her. It's also important to remember that Nicki Minaj has a young child under the age of 5, and her house has been swatted about 3 or 4 times in the last 2 years. When considering these circumstances, it's crucial to understand that one cannot dictate how someone can react when they feel their life is in danger or believe that they are being personally targeted. We often judge celebrities based solely on their public reactions, what we see in videos or on social media. However, we are not privy to the behind-the-scenes events that contribute to their behavior, which are often hidden from public view. While many people see Nicki Minaj as irrational, those in her inner circle, as well as people familiar with her situation, understand the reason behind her outburst. In the entertainment industry, many prominent figures are highly concerned about their public image, as it directly impacts their careers and income. Based off of this, most people refrain from expressing their frustrations on social media the way Nicki Minaj does. Yet artists like her or even Kanye West, who are well established in their careers, recognize their status as icons and legends. They often feel empowered to express themselves openly, regardless of public opinion. Nicki's openness lets her connect directly with fans, bypassing media she thinks twist her story. It shows she's standing up for herself in an industry that often is tough on women, especially Black women. However, her online rants like the SZA feud can come off as too aggressive, turning small issues into big drama. Her fans sometimes take it too far, like doxing people's homes and jobs, with Nicki Minaj sometimes encouraging it, which doesn't help her image. Nicki Minaj's personal life choices, especially her marriage to Kenneth Petty, are very controversial given his criminal history as a registered offender and murderer. This has led many people to lose respect for her, and it seems that her decision to marry him and have a child with him has changed the way other people view her. So now, here's the million-dollar question. Is Nicki Minaj still a superstar? Some folks say that Nicki Minaj is not the superstar she once was back in her 2010 through 2015 era, when Super Bass and Anaconda were everywhere. Her most favorable album, The Pink Print, which is critically her best album to date. But a lot of people are saying that the music scene's changed. Streaming and TikTok have brought new artists like Cardi B, Doja Cat, and Ice Spice. Some think Nicki's music hasn't kept up with trends. In her feuds like with Cardi B in 2018, Megan Thee Stallion in 2024, and now SZA in 2025, some seem like Nicki is more about drama than hits. On the other hand, Nicki Minaj is still thriving. Her album Pink Friday 2 reached #1 in 2023, selling 228,000 units and achieving platinum status. This success comes 15 years into her career. While many female rappers may have had a few successful years, few have been able to maintain strong sales and consistently evolve in the way that Nicki Minaj has. Most artists typically fall off about 3 to 5 years into their career, so the fact that Nicki Minaj has been active for 15 to 16 years and is still selling out albums and tours is truly remarkable. Her 2024 Pink Friday 2 World Tour sold out arenas and generated over 100 million. Nicki also remains the most streamed female rapper in 2023, 2024, and currently in 2025, generating over 1 billion streams. Given this success, success, it's surprising to hear many YouTubers, articles, and even fan accounts claiming that Nicki Minaj is going broke, she's bored, or has nothing going on. The statistics and numbers clearly tell a different story. Nicki's numbers show that she's still a big deal, and her influence is clear in how new rappers sound and look. At 42, she's outlasting most of her peers from 2010. However, the focus on feuds and personal controversies can overshadow her music for casual fans. Some say her style feels less fresh in a TikTok-driven world, even if her core fans disagree. The Nicki and SZA feud shows how fast things can blow up online, especially when fans and artists read into it way too much, especially the tweets online. Nicki's loud online presence comes from years of fighting industry roadblocks and personal attacks, but it can also make her look like she's picking fights. Some think she's not the superstar she was because of new artists and drama, but her sales, tours, and influence says she's still a force. It's a mixed bag. Nicki's a legend, but how she handles things online shapes how people see her. But what do you think about Nicki's approach or her place in the music industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this breakdown, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!